All right. Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, The Best Loser. Today is obviously Friday, the 7th of November, 2025, and well, it's time for me to do the weekly forex forecast for the upcoming week. As usual, guys, I'm going to be kicking things off by taking a look at the economical calendar for next week. Well, we have a few high hitters. Again, this depends on whether we are going to have the data from the United States, released. But on Tuesday, we don't have anything for Sunday. On Tuesday, we do have this high impact news. Okay, claimant count charge. All right, keep an eye out for that. 2 a.m. Eastern. We do have on Wednesday, we have the employment and unemployment data coming out from the Australian axis. All right, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We do have GDP coming out from the British axis. Okay, 2 o'clock a.m. on Thursday. And then we also have CPI data. Obviously, this could be a high impact news. But again, I don't know how much this is going to be impacted by the US government shutdown. As you can see, this is all tentative data at this point. All right. Obviously, the whole of Friday as well is also tentative data. Okay. And this is PPIs from the United States axis. So all of these news items, well, it depends a lot on, the state of the government by next week, Thursday and Friday. All right. So again, without any further delays, guys, let's go into the charts and see what we're looking at from a price action perspective. As usual, I'm going to be kicking things off with the DXY. The DXY gave us a nice push to the upside. For those of you who watch the midweek forex forecast videos, and again, guys, if you're not watching those videos, please do me a favor and also do yourself a favor, okay, to watch those videos, because I do drop some nice analysis on those videos as well. Okay, now back to this video, guys. As you can see in DXY, we have broken this area of resistance on our charts with this nice push to the upside, and obviously we've now formed this demand zone on the daily time frame. The markets actually gave us this little pin bar reversal, and from there the bears have now started coming into this market. In my own opinion, I believe that the bears are going to find a way to take this thing back to around 9900, all right, institutional price level, which is right around where we have that demand zone area. Any reversals from right around this area, in my own opinion, is a very high quality reversal setup for further continuations to the upside. Okay, that is pretty much what I can see right now in the DXY. All right, so next up is going to be Euro US dollar. Now, for Euro US dollar, again, almost mirror opposite of the DXY. As you can see here, the bears, we took off this level of support, and now we are retracing, to the upside. Obviously, we have this supply zone in the euro dollar that was created as a result of the break of this level of structure. So what I would love to see now is for this prey to give me a nice push into this area. All right, anywhere from right around here, any reversals as well, in my own opinion, will be an opportunity for to look for short opportunities for further continuations to the downside. Now that means that well, if this is the case, if we zoom into the smaller time frames, let's say the minute 30 and hour 1, I'm going to be keeping an eye on this pair to see how demand zones are holding. Obviously, we can see that this one is currently holding at this point. You can see this demand zone price has pulled back to retest it. Obviously, market is about to close right now in a few minutes. Well, who knows, if this holds fine, we can easily see a bullish continuation from here. All right, maybe when market opens next week, we can see something of this nature. But again, I would prefer to see fresh demand zones form next week, and I would like to trade off of those demand zones. This is another one that, well, if the market is to make it from here, chances are we're going to see another bounce to the upside. Okay, but all in all, if the market doesn't make it to that area and we start breaking this level of resistance on our charts, any demand zones that form in there, I'll be waiting for price to pull back in there for further continuations to the upside. All right, that's kind of the price action that I would prefer to see in euro dollar. And so, in my own opinion, it's the bulls are in control right now until we get into that daily supply zone that I just pointed out right around here. Okay, all right, so that's it for euro dollar. Next up is going to be British pounds and US dollar. Now, British pounds US dollar, well, this one actually I scored a double loss on this one this week. I'm trying to short from this particular supply zone area, but as you can see, well, it's as if the bulls are in this market. The bulls came into this market. This supply zone is now being it's almost taken out, pretty much. Actually, it's been taken starting out with this week. But I believe that the bulls are in these markets now. We're heading towards, let's say, the daily supply zone that we have up here, all right, that led to the break of this level of structure that we have right here. So in my own opinion, I think the bulls are in control right now. So any pullbacks, I'll be looking for demand zone that will take price, into this particular supply zone, keeping an eye at 13300 institutional price level. Anywhere from right around here, in my own opinion, is going to be a nice opportunity for further continuations to the downside. Again, I am generally bearish in the in British pounds and US dollar, like I told you guys. But again, obviously the market doesn't move in a straight line to the downside. There will be ebbs and flows, and the markets are pulling back right now. In my opinion, it's a very nice opportunity to start searching for short opportunities, for further continuations to the downside, which is actually the main trend. All right, so again, like I said, in the case of euro dollar, if we zoom into the smaller time frames, we start searching for demand zones maybe in the minute 30, and in the hourly time frame, as you can see, I've mapped out this one right here. There is also this very nice sitting demand zone that we have in here, all right, that led to the break of this particular level of structure right here. All right, so very easily, markets open next week, we can easily get price to pull back into this area. Any reversals, in my opinion, will be a high quality trade for further continuations to the upside towards that daily supply zone that we just mapped out. All right, so that's pretty much it for British pounds and US dollar. Next up is going to be Australian dollar, US dollar. Now in this pair, it's not, again, this is the bigger picture. All right, the bigger picture is that we are going to the downside, but again, look at the way price is moving right now. We're in the middle of nowhere. I'm seeing a breakout pullback and continuation pattern, but again, well, price has been hesitating a lot. It's very possible that the market is looking to form some liquidity, looking for some liquidity before it can move. You can see that we are gradually building liquidity around here. All right, so again, we have some sitting right around this area as well. So I won't be surprised if this pair gives us a push to the downside, all right, to kind of grab liquidity, maybe stops around here or even grabs some below this before giving us maybe a very nice push to the upside into this daily supply zone area that we have. Okay, so maybe keeping an eye 65.50, 65.75 area. In my own opinion, I'm more interested in selling Australian dollar, US dollar. Okay, any push right around this area, any reversals, in my own opinion, is a very high quality setup to start searching for short opportunities for further continuations to the downside. Okay, I'm not so keen on going long in Australian dollar, US dollar, to be completely honest with you, unless it's a buy opportunity that I'm getting from right around these areas. Then I have enough room to the upside towards that particular supply zone that we have on the daily charts. Okay, but anything right around here, because the markets can easily turn around from here, all right, without even making it to this particular supply zone area. But in my own opinion, should we get towards this area right here, that is going to be a high quality opportunity to start searching for short opportunities for further continuations to the downside. That is what I can see right now in Australian dollar, US dollar. So again, like I said, I personally prefer this to give us a push to the downside, grab some liquidity, all right, and then from here we get a push to the upside. Possibly, maybe keeping an eye on this particular trend line. All right, that's possible. Okay, this could be a newly forming channel in Australian dollar, US dollar, from where maybe the markets can now give us that nice push to the downside. All right, this is gonna be my preferred course of action in Australian dollar, US dollar. All right, next up is going to be let me see. Next up is going to be New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Now, this pair continues to push to the downside. We are approaching very heavy demand zone areas that we have around here, but I think there's still some room to the downside. But that being said, well, let's keep an eye on this one. Obviously, we do have this supply zone on the daily charts, okay, that was formed as a result of the break of this level of structure. Price can easily make it in here, in my own opinion, and any reversals from here, I'll be looking for opportunities to go short for further continuations to the downside, okay. But before that, we do have also a nice supply zone that is sitting in the 4 hours time frame. As we can see, we have this supply zone area right here that was formed as a result of the break of this level of structure that we have right here. So again, price can easily give me a push in here, anywhere from right around here. If I get any reversal, I'll be looking for an opportunity to go short for further continuations to the downside. All right, like I said, this might be the push that will now lead us into that demand zone area that we have on the daily. Let me clean up my charts 1 second. This might be the push that will lead us into that particular demand zone area that we have on the daily charts, okay, right around this area. All right, so maybe we get that push and then from there the bulls can now really come into these markets to maybe push this market back into this particular supply zone area that we have on the daily charts. Okay, that is pretty much what I can see right now in New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Now next up is going to be US dollar, Swiss francs. Okay, now again this pair, again in my opinion, is looking bullish. You can see that slowly but surely we are now beginning to form higher highs and higher lows in this particular pair. Price was trending to the downside in this area, but slowly we bottomed out around this area, and since then the market has now printed a higher high, all right, and a higher low, as you can see here. So the bulls are now taking over in this particular market. Make no mistakes, in my own opinion, we have taken off this high now. So again, there is a demand zone in here. What I would like to see in this pair is for price to give me some form of a pullback, all right, into this demand zone, and then anywhere from right around here, let's say I'm personally keeping an eye, let's say around 0.8000 institutional price level. Anywhere from right around here, any reversals, guys, in my opinion, is a high quality trade for further continuations to the upside. Okay, that might actually be the beginning of the uptrend in US dollar Swiss francs. Okay, all right, so that's it for US dollar Swiss francs. Let me see if I zoom into this time frame again. Like I said, any of these particular demand zones in here can easily hold. I'm not keeping a very close eye on this one anymore because some price has really tested it very deeply, even closed below it as well. Okay, so let's keep an eye on this area and also this area as well. But I kind of put all of them together. Any push to the downside into, let's say, 0.8000 area, if we get any reversals from here, I'll be looking for an opportunity to go long for further continuations to the upside. All right, so that's pretty much it for US dollar Swiss francs. Next up is going to be US dollar Canadian dollar. Now I like how this pair is moving, guys. As you can see, we are slowly but surely again making it back towards the demand zone that we have on the daily. We had this obviously nice bullish push that led to the break of this level of structure, creating this demand zone in the process. And right now the market is giving us another pullback, in my own opinion, towards, let's say, 139.50, 139.40 area. Anywhere from right around here, any reversals will give me an opportunity to go long for further continuations to the upside. Remember that we are still in a demand zone in the monthly charts, and the market is slowly but surely going to find a way probably to get towards this 1.4500 institutional price level. Okay, so any pullbacks that are happening on the daily, in my opinion, is an opportunity to continue to ride this thing to the upside, okay, towards that particular demand zone, towards that particular profit target area around 1.4500. Okay, so again, we still have almost let's say almost a 450 pips space to continue to grab some pips in these particular markets. Okay, all right, so that's it for US dollar Canadian dollar. Next up is going to be US dollar Japanese yen, dollar yen. Right now, as you can see in the daily charts, we do have this particular demand zone area. Price dipped into the demand zone, didn't quite get to the levels that I would have wanted. I would have wanted a push towards, let's say, 15200, but it's as if we are just tapping the top of this particular demand zone, and well, it's looking as if the bulls are coming into this market right now. As you can see, we got this nice push to the downside. All right, price bottomed out around here, but again, upon a second attack, we didn't take off these lows, and right now we have taken off this area. So this is looking like a nice 1-2-3 formation. So what I'm seeing right now is honestly a bullish continuation that is loading. Okay, it might not happen in momentum based on what I'm seeing right now in the other US dollar pairs that I analyzed, but again, this is what I'm seeing from a price action perspective. Personally, if this fails and we continue to the downside, that is actually nice for me, to be completely honest, because again, we probably might get that push towards, let's say, 15200 institutional price level that I had pointed out earlier. Okay, let's say 15200, 152.25. If we get from there, then I'll be looking for opportunities to go long in US dollar Japanese yen. All right, but personally, it's looking bullish from right around this area. All right, just putting that out there. Okay, so I'm not going to give any solid analysis on this. I probably will give an update in this pair during the midweek forex forecast next week. Okay, all right, so next up is going to be British pounds and Japanese yen. Again, this one is looking textbook bullish, to be completely honest. For those of you that watched the midweek forex forecast, you remember I told you guys that this 200 institutional price level is a very solid one. You can see we pushed it downside. I was actually expecting this area to hold, this trend line to hold, but again, as you can see here, they broke that trend line to grab liquidity below the trend line and right away pushed back to the upside, as you can see here. So well, from here, you know, discount this price action, this was just a liquidity grab, and you can see that the bulls have come into these markets right now, and in my opinion, all gates lead to the upside. What I can see right now in British pounds and Japanese yen is you know, price giving us a nice push, maybe towards, let's say, 201.50 area, anywhere from right around here. Any reversals, London markets on Monday, I'll be looking for an opportunity to go long for, again, further continuations to the upside. Okay, this is looking clear to me, in my opinion. As a matter of fact, I actually was looking to go long around here, but again, I prefer the price action in euro yen, and I prefer to go long in euro yen. Okay, so that is why I didn't take any you know, this particular trade setup. I was long in euro yen from right around these areas. Okay, all right, so that's it for British pounds and Japanese yen. Next up is euro yen, and again, like I said, euro yen, if you look, you can see that well, we do have a very nice demand zone in here, all right, that led to the break of this level of structure. This is the demand zone that I'm talking about right here. This is the level. It was broken to the upside. Price pulled back into that area, and you can see we're getting that reversal slowly but surely. Okay, so again, in my own opinion, price is slowly but surely making it towards this particular area. And for those of you who are in the Telegram channel, you can agree with me that I posted this particular trade setup in there as well. Okay, all right, let me see. If you go into the smaller time frames, you can see that we are slowly printing higher highs and higher lows at this point, which is indicative of an uptrend. All right, if I zoom into the smaller time frames, there's really no, I don't think we are getting this pullback towards this particular demand zones. If we do get this pullback towards these areas, in my opinion, this 17700 would be a nice area to, you know, maybe go long if we do get that pullback. Okay, because that will be retesting these breakout areas that we have, and also dipping into this particular demand zone, and also grabbing liquidity below these lows. So any push towards this area, 17700 institutional price level, if we do get that, that would be a nice area to go back long in these markets to continue shooting to the upside. Okay, if that doesn't happen, again, just keep an eye on this level. If we do get a break, map out the demand zones that led to the break of the structure. Any pullbacks, in my opinion, any reversals will be an opportunity to continue to ride this thing to the upside. All right, so that's pretty much it for euro yen. I already have my orders kind of filled in from this area, so anything I'm doing now obviously will be me adding into my winning positions that I currently have in euro yen. All right, so that's it for euro yen. Next up is going to be Australian dollar Japanese yen. Japanese yen, in my opinion, also looking to the upside. You can see we're already having that reversal price formation. As you can see here, we do have higher highs and higher lows, all right, which is indicative of an uptrend right now. All right, this is the price action I'm talking about. We've taken off this high. So again, 99.50 area, in my opinion, right around where price is right now, might continue to hold price. Who knows? We can get a push like this. In my opinion, this is probably the kind of price action that we're going to see in this particular currency pair. This is too close to price. You can see we had this double top around 99.50 institutional price level. It has been broken. You can see we pulled back, retested it in this candle, and you can see the rejection from that particular area. So I don't know if we're going to get any nice area around here, especially with market close. So personally, for this pair, I'll be waiting for price to give us a break of this level of a resistance. Okay, if we do that, any demand zones that led to the break of that structure, upon pullbacks, any reversals, I'll be looking for an opportunity to go long for further continuations to the upside towards this you know, swing high areas. All right, so that's it for Australian dollar Japanese yen. Next up is going to be British pounds and Australian dollar. Now for this particular pair, like I told you guys, obviously in the monthly time frame, this is a demand zone that led to the break of this level of structure. Price has given us a pullback in there, and we took off massively to the upside. Okay, and now slowly but surely price is retracing again into that area. What I would like to see obviously is for price to give me a push into this particular demand zone area. All right, that is going to be my preferred course of action, and then from here I'm expecting massive push to the upside. Okay, but again, this is from the monthly charts. Let's now go into, actually, yeah, from the monthly charts, yes. Let's now go into, let's say, the daily charts. In the daily charts, you can remember that when markets opened, I think it was last week, you can see that we had this gap in this particular area, and obviously the markets gave us a very nice push to the downside. Okay, so what I'd like to see in this pair is for price to give me a push to the upside, fill up that gap. All right, any reversals from there, in my opinion, would be probably the price action that takes us towards that particular area of demand on the monthly charts. Okay, so I'm going to be keeping an eye on this one. If we do get that reversal, I'll be looking for an opportunity to go shorts for further continuations to the downside. Okay, so let's see. Next up is going to be Euro Pounds. Euro Pounds, I'm going to keep it very simple. We do have this particular level of resistance on our charts, broken to the upside. This is the demand zone. All right. What I would like to see right now is for price to give me a push into this particular demand zone area, keeping an eye, let's say 0.8725 area. All right, but anywhere from this demand zone, if we get any reversals, I'll be looking for an opportunity to go long for further continuations to the upside. All right, so that's it for Euro Pounds. Next up is going to be Euro Australian Dollar. I don't have anything in Euro Australian Dollar, to be completely honest. I just see that we have this level of support right here. Probably, you know, I just don't know, to be honest. It's just a ranging market. There's nothing happening here. All right. Next up is gold. Now, for gold, I'm gonna keep it very simple. The bulls are still defending this demand zone area. You can see we got in here, okay, and well, right now you can see we got a push to the upside. We also have this supply zone in here. All right, this particular supply zone. So the bulls are defending the demand zone, the bears are defending the supply zone at this point. That is why it appears as if gold has just been ranging. In my own opinion, obviously, since we're in an uptrend, I'm going to favor the bulls at this particular point as long as this demand zone is still holding. You can see here, this is the line, in my own opinion, that I'm going to be keeping an eye on in gold. All right, at this point, it's been a lot of hesitation. At any point we get a break above this particular level of resistance that we have in this area, then that is when the bulls will show me that for sure they are still in control of this market. Then upon any pullbacks towards that area, I'll be looking for an opportunity, you know, to go long for further continuations to the upside. That is my preferred course of action. I am not interested in selling gold at this point, especially since we are still, you know, above this particular demand zone. All right, but I would like to see also a break above this line before I will have a higher confidence that, well, there's a higher chance of this market continuing to push to the upside. All right, same thing with silver. As we look at silver right now, you can see we have this clear area of resistance. Okay, again, what I would like to see in silver is for price to give me a push to the upside. Okay, clearly breaking above this particular area of resistance, and then upon any pullbacks, I'll be looking for an opportunity to go long again for further continuations to the upside. That is going to be my preferred course of action in you know, silver. Last but not the least is Bitcoin. Oops, 1 second, let me clean up my charts. Now for Bitcoin, this area is very sensitive because again we do have this 100k level. Okay, you can see price is pretty much trading in that 100k level. Okay, we pretty much broke below it in this area, but you can see the market has been throwing some wicks in that particular area, and it's right around almost a double bottom formation. As you can see here, you can see we have this particular area that worked as support previously from where we got this nice swing to the upside. So again, double bottom, significant price level. Let's keep an eye on this one. We do have strong selling from this particular supply zone area, all right, that led to the break of this level of structure. So that's something to keep an eye on, because these markets can easily dip in here right around that 110 institutional price level, and then from there the bears can come in again massively to the downside. So these are things to keep an eye on if you're you know, interested in trading Bitcoin. But from right around here, honestly, I'm not so keen on it. Okay, if you want to buy it, it's nice. In general, I believe Bitcoin is headed to the upside, but again, there is a lot of traffic on the way. All right, just keep an eye on those. Okay. All right, so that's pretty much it for this particular week, guys. Hopefully this video gave you some value. You know, if it did, do not forget to you know, continue to visit the page, you know, watch some of our weekly Forex forecast and also the midweek Forex forecast videos that I post. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys. Cheers, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.